Okay, terrific. So this short video, and I should put a timer on it because I can't let it go too long. Um, this video is to introduce you to Introduction to Constitutional Law. And it's an online class that you've signed up for at UMass this January. And if you haven't signed up for it, I'm also trying to give you some reasons to sign up for it. One good reason is that there's no textbook to pay for. You need one of these, a pocket Constitution. They're like $2. You can get them on Amazon. I know if you're near Barnes & Noble, they have it. Better yet, go to an independent bookstore. You find them usually by the cash register. It's an impulse item. People are like, oh yeah, the Constitution. I should read that sometime. It'll take you about half an hour to read the Constitution. It's a pretty simple document. So why are we studying it? Well, my argument, and I'm setting a timer here for 3 minutes to see if I can get this done. I like to challenge myself. Is that this is actually the one class at UMass that should be required. I think it's amazing that it's not a required class at every college and university in the United States. The Constitution is where it's at in terms of the American government and our freedoms and our future. And one of the questions we're going to look at in this class is it in peril? How long has it been in peril? How bad is the peril? I mean, this is if it is in peril. I haven't answered that question yet. You're going to have to get your own answer on it. The way the class is going to be set up, I'll tell you a quick bit about that. Think of the Constitution as having really two parts. There's sort of a substantial part of it that is structural and tells the government what the government can and can't do. You're used to laws that tell you what you and I can and can't do. We can't speed, we can't drink and drive, we can't steal, right? We can't commit robberies or burglaries, right? The laws tell us what we can do, except the Constitution tells the government what the government can do. Almost entirely the Constitution. There's an exception. I'll let you know about it during the class. But on the other side of the coin, the Constitution is sort of divided up. There's a structural, substantive part that tells the government, the term that the president will be in office is 4 years. The Congress has the power to regulate interstate commerce. The Supreme Court is the final word on matters of constitutional law, for example. What the other part of the Constitution is, you have to think about, are the mainly found in the amendments, particularly the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments, and those give us rights. It says the government can't interfere with our freedom of speech, right? The rights go through what the government can't do. We have the right to a speedy trial or a jury with our peers. This class isn't going to spend a lot of time on those. There's other classes at UMass that deal with that deal with the civil liberties of that the Constitution is involved with. We're about the substance of the Constitution. We're about the dormant commerce clause. We're about the police power that the states have. Stuff that's pretty obscure for people who haven't taken a constitutional law class. But once you get it, you'll be in your head. You'll be surprised how much it turns up in politics, in the news, and in our everyday lives. In any event, it's going to be a good class. I'll spend quite a bit of time just working out the structure of the Constitution. I'll spend quite a bit of time working on some notable landmark Supreme Court cases, and I'll spend a bit of time again answering those big questions about the Constitution at the end. Timer's about to go off. So the other thing I want to tell you about this class is that I'm going to record a lot of basically it'll be like a podcast, really. You're going to download and listen to lectures. I could do video, but they really are burdensome to download, and I want to do a good number of them. So I want to do it by podcasts, and I'll give you some lecture notes to read along with, and you'll read Supreme Court opinions more or less at your leisure. I'll go through how to look them up on Westlaw and get your hands on them, and how to read them once you have them. That may be a video lecture. But on top of that, then, you're going to listen to audio files. You're going to read the lecture notes. I'll be giving you some questions. There's no exam, but I'll give you questions because answering a question and then trying to answer a question and then reading the answer to the question is a good way to learn stuff in constitutional law. So I'm going to make sure that happens. And in the end, there's going to be really two papers. It's not going to be too demanding at all. I'm not looking to break anyone's back here or keep anybody down. It's just about getting you really familiar with the way the Constitution works and moving the agenda ahead. So hoping to see you when the class gets started, and we'll go from there. Thanks.